here to witness and celebrate the success of our students and to encourage them to reach greater heights. Our college motto, Provocans ad volandum, means challenges each and every Xavierite to fly higher and reach new skies. It would be appropriate to emphatically mention here that St. Xavier's College provides a balanced ecosystem to every student so that they achieve an all-round development. I would now request our technical team to play the marching song, and I would also request our parents that we welcome our graduating students warmly and with a standing welcome in this magnificent hall when they are ready to take their graduation certificates. Can we have the marching song, please? We have the AIC, the Ancient Indian Culture, History and Archaeology postgraduate students. Followed by the AIC, Ancient Indian Culture, History and Archaeology undergraduate students. We now have the students graduating from economics, I would request the parents to add value by giving a round of applause to all the students who very proudly march this magnificent hall. We now have students graduating from economics and sociology. We now have students graduating from economics and statistics. We have students graduating from the Department of English. We have students graduating from the Department of History. We have students graduating from the Department of Political Science. We have students graduating from the Department of Psychology. We have students graduating from the Department of Psychology and Anthropology. We have students graduating from the Department of Psychology and English. Well, students, I think you should applaud your colleagues. This is your moment. The Palacios Hall is used to this kind of energy, so I hope that you keep it up. We have students now from the Department of Psychology and Sociology. We have students from the Department of Sociology. And finally, we have students from the Department of Sociology and Anthropology. This is indeed a pleasant sight to see so many graduating students. Now I request the parents and the students to continue this warmth and welcome all the teachers who have mentored our graduating students. So can we have all the students standing up to welcome their teachers? Thank you so much. Teachers from the ancient Indian history, culture and archaeology, economics, English, psychology, statistics, history, political science, sociology and anthropology. We have teachers from the Department of Hindi. So I hope all the graduating students are having a great time, and I hope that you are very earnestly waiting for your graduation ceremony. It would be demeaning and undermining the fact that St. Xavier's College students have completed their rigors in academics and other activities associated with academics to reach this level of graduation. I'm sure all of you have identified the kind of stringencies and the kind of norms that were followed so that you achieve this success. So I request everyone in this hall to please give a round of applause to all the graduating students. This is an event of celebration, so I think this needs to be celebrated in the right form. Now we are ready to welcome our management. I invite the Controller of Examination, Ms. Saima Khan. I request the audience and the students to stand up and kindly welcome them with a continuous round of applause. Controller of Examination, Ms. Saima Khan. Vice Principal Arts, Dr. S. Annapurna. Vice Principal Science, Marzban Kotwal. We now have our Principal, Dr. Rajendra Shinde, our Rector, Dr. Father Keith D'Souza, who are escorting our Honorable Chief Guest and recipient of the Padma Shri Award, Khalidji Ansari, and his wife, Mrs. Zaina Ansari. I request everyone to keep standing as I invite all of us to sing our college anthem. This beautiful anthem was created by our staff, Father Roy Pereira and Father Terence Quadras, and it aptly represents the values upheld by St. Xavier's College. For your convenience and reference, the lyrics are displayed on the screen. Can we have the college anthem, please? And wings, Saviors, open my eyes to things, Saviors. Somewhere along the way, you taught me how to fly and how to stay. In a world outside so differently, Saviors, you help me become more me.
me how to fly and how to stay. In a world outside so differently, saviors, you help me become more me. You help me become more me. You help me become more me.
Thank you. I request all parents and students to be seated, and I would like to invite our dignitaries to be seated on the dais. Our principal, Dr. Rajendra Shinde, our rector, Dr. Father Keith D'Souza, Mr. Khalid Ansari, and Mrs. Zaina Ansari. Our Vice Principal Arts, Dr. S. Annapurna. I'm fine, sir. Thank you so much. I now invite our principal, Dr. Rajendra Shinde, for his welcome address. Dr. Rajendra Shinde.
Good evening. It is my pleasure and privilege to extend a very warm, wet, and heartfelt welcome to everyone joining us today. Students, parents, staff, and all the extended family who have connected virtually to witness the live streaming of this occasion. Graduating in a graduate or a postgraduate program is truly a significant milestone in every student's life. And given the rigorous nature of our courses at St. Xavier's College, it is definitely a milestone worth celebrating together. It is a testament to your perseverance, dedication, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Let this achievement fuel your belief in your own abilities and remind you that you are capable of achieving greatness. To grace this occasion, as the chief guest for today, we are honored to have Padma Shri Khalid Ansari, Chairman of the Midday Group of Publications, who is our proud alumnus, and his better half, Ms. Zaina Ansari. All of us here endorse the idea that education is not a mere transmission of information from an expert to a novice in a formal classroom setup, especially now, given that a plethora of information is so easily accessible at the click of button. What is it that we believe our students have gained in their formative years with us by engaging with a range of curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities? We believe that our students have developed a strong academic foundation, a coherent personal identity, a value-based philosophy, and a vision for the future that advocates the social justice. Let us take a moment to be grateful for our past that has laid the foundation for the present as we embark upon the new future. Our legacy in the field of education comes from the efforts of all the Jesuits, we have one here, and their ethos. Our visionary principles, there are 24, if I'm correct, on the walls here. You can see their pictures. Our committed and dedicated faculty who's sitting with you today here in the hall. And of course, our enthusiastic and talented students. From the security staff at the gates to the members of the governing body of the college, every person has served to facilitate the self-actualization journey of each student who passes through our portals. And as each student graduates and flies beyond these portals, we believe that the college and its value live on. Illustrious alumnus or alumni worldwide have been known to attribute much of their success to their alma mater. It is one's college experience that build the foundations of the future success, and many of them find a way to give back to their college in the form of personal time, professional expertise, valuable resources, and of course, financial donations. Mr. Arthur Fernandes, I'm sure you don't know this name. Mr. Arthur Fernandes is one of such proud alum who was our chemistry graduate from 1957 batch and then went to Spain for his further studies. The newly established lab on the first floor, the Bonnet Lab, is the courtesy of Mr. Arthur Fernandes, who has donated 2 crores towards this lab and towards the renovation of Knowledge Center, which is currently going on. And how can we forget our chief guest himself? Padma Shri Khalid Ansari and his better half, Mrs. Ansari, have been a generous benefactor to the college. Thank you, sir. It is just not possible to provide a quality of teaching and learning experiences, an environment we have envisioned, with the amounts that come in through the nominal fees for our aided courses. The financial support from the donors makes a tremendous difference to the running of our college, and we are truly grateful for this. Today, our college is considered one of the country's premier educational institutions. And I would like to highlight few things here for the parents as well as our chief guests. Our college has consistently achieved a high ranking in the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, placing among the top 100 institutions in the country, with the exception of the previous year. Additionally, for 4 consecutive years, the Education World magazine has honored us as the #1 private autonomous college in India. We are proud recipients of an A+ grade in the 4th cycle of National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAAC. Furthermore, we have been recognized for our research and funding endeavors, being awarded the esteemed Builder Grant by the Department of Biotechnology, New Delhi, and of course, the RUSA Grant by RUSA, Maharashtra. We are proud to share that we have entered into Memorandum of Understanding with the Maharashtra State Faculty Development Academy, Pune, to provide inclusive education training to teachers across 4,500 colleges in Maharashtra. This remarkable accomplishment would not have been possible without the outstanding efforts of our XRCVC. They deserve applause for their dedication, commitment to promoting the inclusivity in education. Over the past 4 to 5 years, we have introduced a range of exciting new courses, including MA Psychology, PG Diploma, Expressive Art Therapy, online Diploma in Comparative and Applied Ethics, Diploma in IPR. The graduates and postgraduates of these departments are also the part of this momentous ceremony today. Recently, you must have read in newspaper that under new education policy, we are offering conversational Marathi this year to the FYs. From the last academic year, we have launched MA in Economics, BCom in Accounts and Finance, and initiated a commerce section in our junior college. Additionally, this year, we are proud to announce the launch of certificate course in global leadership, which will pave the way for a master's in computer information system from Marquette University, USA. These courses are carefully designed to equip students with the necessary skills and knowledge to thrive in their chosen fields. All these endorses the value of our courses and the potential of our graduating students. Along with the possibility of becoming university, we have applied to become a cluster university, and I think the proposal is on the way, right? Maybe in a year or so, it would become a St. Xavier's cluster university. Our immediate future involves restructuring our system aligned with the national education policy. Our immediate plans include restructuring our system to prioritize high-quality education that is accessible, flexible, and emphasizes the wealth of knowledge generated in India. We have been committed to this approach and will further highlight it. Students who enter the system will have a broader interdisciplinary foundation and flexibility in their choices of subject as majors, minors, electives, and skill-based courses. They will also receive credits for co-curricular courses and activities, along with the experiential learning through field projects and internship. They will also have the opportunity to pursue honors or honors with research degree over a span of 4 years. So there's a 360-degree change. Henceforth, there will be a 4 years degree program as we used to have 3 years degree program. A lot of changes happening. You, my dear students, my dear graduating students, may not be part of this new education policy, but you are the part of our future. As you are well aware, our college motto encourages you to spread your wings and fly. We just sang the college anthem. But we also hope that you have internalized our college vision so that wherever you go and whatever you do it to the best of your ability and with integrity. Professionally, we hope you show the innovation and leadership. Personally, we hope you have achieved an integration sense of identity with a strong moral compass to guide you. Socially, we hope that you have learned to be inclusive, to appreciate and celebrate diversity, stand for equity, and demonstrate compassion. Standing at the threshold of greatness, remember that each step you take holds the power to shape your future. Embrace resilience as your shield. Allow courage to guide your path, and let your dreams be the fuel that propels you forward. Have faith in your potential, for you are destined for remarkable achievements. Graduation signifies not an end, but a fresh beginning, brimming with endless possibilities. As you embark on the next chapter of your lives, it is important to recognize and appreciate that efforts that St. Xavier's College has dedicated to your education. As a part of privileged population in our country, it is crucial not to take this educational experience for granted. Let us serve as a reminder to find ways to pay it forward to the society and for the future generation of students, as well as to pay it back to your alma mater. While it may take some time for you to attain illustrious success, like our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Ansari, we hope that both you and your parents are inspired to contribute and support the college, as every contribution, no matter how small, makes a difference. Remember, you are our future Nandan Nilekani. Am I asking too much? And your involvement can truly impact the institution and the society at large. We believe in each of you. Congratulations on your achievement. Thank you for choosing St. Xavier's. May God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Shinde, for your address. We can see the intense confidence that you've shown in our students, and also the hope that these students integrate themselves in this ecosystem of teaching and learning. I now invite Vice Principal Arts, Dr. S. Annapurna, to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. A very good evening to the respected dignitaries on the dais, my teacher colleagues, parents, and my dear newly minted graduates. It is indeed an honor and privilege to welcome and introduce to all of you the chief guest of today, who is also, like you students, made of Xavier's, a sports journalist, founder of the midday newspaper, Padma Shri awardee, Sir Khalid Ansari. Sir is a critically acclaimed dignitary in the field of journalism, education, and upliftment, a life centered around the pen. He has authored the books Sachin, Born to Bat, Cricket at Fever Pitch, and his recent memoir, It's a Wonderful World. The Abdul Hamid Ansari Charity Trust in 1975 was established by Sir to carry on his father's legacy of helping other Indians through charitable endeavors. Along with his son, Mr. Tariq, he founded Midday Multimedia Limited and Midday Infomedia Limited in 1976. Sir was a part of the official Indian delegation to the United Nations General Assembly in 1989 and was chosen to publish Earth Times at UN headquarters in New York, and also the Earth Summit Times during the Earth Summit in Brazil in 1994. Sir, along with his graceful wife, Ms. Zaina Ansari, who is also present on the dais today, started the Khalid and Zaina Ansari Foundation to take forward many more charitable activities. Through this foundation, Sir has instituted scholarships in our college for undergraduate media students of the Mass Media Department and also at the Xavier's Institute of Communication as a way to express his gratitude to his alma mater. It is to be noted that the scholarships in Xavier's is open to all financially deserving students with preference to women, thus increasing support for the education of women in news media. With that, I thank Sir for gracing us with his enlightening presence. It truly is an honor, Sir. Ma'am, it is also a pleasure to introduce you to our young minds today. Ms. Zaina Ansari has been a tireless support in the Foundation's management and outreach activities. Ma'am's vision and enthusiastic work in the day-to-day functioning of the Foundation ensures that the lives of all the beneficiaries are positively impacted. We are very grateful for your association with our college and your presence today. I now request Sir Khalid Ansari to address our graduate students. Thank you.
I would request our rector, Dr. Father Keith D'Souza, to offer a token of appreciation to our chief guest, Padma Shri Khalidji Ansari, and his wife, Ms. Zaina Ansari. Yeah, Father, Ms. Zaina Ansari as well. Yeah.
You're not supposed to reveal all my secrets. Rector Father Keith D'Souza, Principal Shinde, Dr. Napurna, distinguished faculty members, graduating students, families and friends. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening? We're getting there. I must mention that I've recently undergone a thyroid surgery, and so I know that I'm sounding a bit croaky. And there was a little incident I want to tell you. When the doctor came after the surgery, I asked him, I said, Doctor, do you think I will sound like Richard Burton when I get back my normal voice? And I said, if not Richard Burton, can I hope to be like Amitabh Bachchan? And of course, he laughed it off. But I'm still a little hoarse, but I hope that you can hear me clearly. Good afternoon. I'm deeply humbled and honored as I stand before you on this memorable convocation day as our young graduates embark upon the next exciting phase of their lives. Casting my mind's eye back to my own graduation ceremonies in the last millennium, in our country and elsewhere, I still feel a surge of exhilaration this evening. I confess to having goose pimples in this magnificent setting at this moment. And along with you, I'm now experiencing an adrenaline rush as I recall the palpable buzz and my own feelings of glorious anticipation of what lay ahead at that symbolic cutting of the umbilical cord with our revered St. Xavier's on graduation day. They were truly definitive years which shaped the different paths my classmates and my lives have taken, and for which we all are deeply indebted to our alma mater. Graduations, as you know, are unique milestones in our lives. At my own, at a time when graduation gowns and mortarboards, which is graduate caps with tassels, which kept falling off, the favorite quote among us was, "The tassel is worth the hassle." As you well know, graduations are the payoff for long hours of dedicated study and hard work, of blood, toil, tears, and sweat, to borrow an expression from Winston Churchill. Never forget, you are privileged to be finished products of one of the most respected colleges in our country and abroad. The professional and technical expertise you have acquired here are invaluable portals to successful careers in your chosen fields. As the privileged burnished product of this esteemed institution, you now owe it to yourself, your family, and in fact to society at large, to exploit your full potential and make yours a purposeful, enjoyable journey ahead in the service of your fellow human beings. The career you have embarked upon imposes upon you tremendous and extraordinary professional responsibilities towards your society and country, apart from and way beyond those of being a mere bread earner for your family. The time has come for those of you aspiring to be professionals to ask yourselves with hand on heart, are you up to the challenge? At a University of Southern California convocation, the late legendary Elon Musk was given 5 minutes to offer students advice on what he thought were important for anyone striving for success. He said, number 1, work hard. Number 2, number 3, focus solely on your business. Number 4, don't follow trends. And number 5, take risks. At Stanford University in the US, where I studied, at a ceremony reminiscent of this one today, Musk said, you've got to find what you love, think big, and dream even bigger. He continued, you guys are the magicians of the 21st century. Don't let anything hold you back. Imagination is the limit. Go out there and create some magic. Inspiring words indeed. Friends, in the years ahead, you will hopefully assume leadership roles and go on to shape the destiny of our country. In the words of our very own Ratan Tata, don't forget the likes of Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook all came from ideas, and some started in garages. A product of the new digital age, cutting-edge technology and modern entrepreneurship, Ratan Tata's leitmotif have been self-belief, vision and courage. He is in record as emphasizing, never say this job can't be done or this target achieved. Your job is to get it done. As also to give back to society, particularly the needy, what you get from it. In fact, this is the mantra of his business empire, as we all know. Remember, by opting for the profession you have chosen, You are now wearing enormously large size shoes that call for idealism, huge capacity for sacrifice, integrity, commitment, hard work, and sincerity of purpose. Whereas congratulations are certainly in order on this occasion, dear fellow Xavierites, remember, this is only the beginning. Destiny is only what you make of it. In the words of William Shakespeare, the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars. In other words, it is in our very hands, our very own hands. By all means, celebrate your well-deserved graduation, recalling fond memories from your past and dreaming exciting visions of your future. Go out into the world with confidence to do well, but more importantly, do good with humility. Take pride in how far you have come, but have faith in how far you can go. Let your dreams be your wings to carry you into the future. As you remember, that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. By virtue of being influencers and in this digital age, having access to large numbers of our fellow human beings, you have special responsibilities to be always unfailingly truthful and courageous. In the words of Ratan Tata again, this responsibility has become all the more onerous in these especially sensitive times, one we cannot take lightly if we are to be true to ourselves and to our calling. If, and only if, you are blessed in extraordinary measure with zeal, courage, passion, josh, jazba, and have within you the fire to bring about change and reform in society, the way ahead is for you is limitless. If not, jump off the bandwagon without delay. I'm being very honest. If you do not, you will be disloyal to your calling and unfaithful to your true worth. Take my word for it. As a mediocrity without ambition, and more importantly, without a social conscience, you will probably earn a livable wage, but will miss the thrill of being able to help your fellow human beings. In the words of the Frank Sinatra song, for those who are into Western music, fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Being a mediocrity after graduating from this illustrious institution will be a real shame, for you will be letting nobody down except yourselves, most of all. Remember, as a bright, gifted young graduate of this prestigious institution, you have only one way to go, and that is up to the top. And remember, possunt quae posse videntur, forgive my Latin, which means they can who believe they can, in the words of the Latin motto. Early in life, we were taught the cardinal lesson, if at first you don't succeed, try again. When my children were at school here in Bombay, I framed outside their bedrooms Edward Bulwer Lytton's memorable words, in the lexicon of youth, which fate reserves for a bright manhood, there is no such word as fail, F-A-I-L. Without claiming undeserved credit for myself, I would like to believe that Bulwer Lytton's words may have had some inspirational value to my sons, as evidenced by the scholastic reports. As you know, failure is only temporary and be converted into a stepping stone to spectacular success. A glass is never empty, as I like to say. It is always half full. Failures are a part of life. They happen to everybody in different measure at different times. The greatest, the most successful human beings have tasted defeat and failure at some time. But they had the courage, the resilience, the gumption, the nous to stand up and fight back. The challenge is even more formidable in the present times for those of you who are entering the news media profession. I don't know how many of you here this evening are, but in case you are, this is particularly applicable to you. I take my word for it, and I speak as somebody who spent almost 50 years in the media business. Freedom of the media in our country today, I must be honest, is a chimera today. A Loch Ness monster or a Yeti, which is non-existent, and for which your predecessors even gave up their lives during our freedom movement. So you have a special responsibility, please remember. The battle for a free press and expression continues today in our country with greater Machiavellian and insidious contours, with the current dispensation punch-drunk and on the verge of a knockout, I'm sorry to say. Meanwhile, our self-sacrificing martyrs, the Gauri Lankeshas and the ilk, continue to risk their lives for values they hold dear. Are you wired similarly? Are you prepared to make any sacrifices? My advice to you today is dream big, aim for the sky, chase rainbows, aim for the seemingly impossible, the unimaginable, the undoable. Never underestimate yourself. You are privileged. In the words of Paul Coelho, the Nobel Prize winning laureate, there are indefinable forces all around you, all rooted in truth, courage, good thoughts, and good words and good deeds, waiting to be tapped to help you. Don't hesitate to call upon them. I have always believed that authors and journalists like myself should be read and not seen or heard. I hate making bhashans, imparting gyan, making meaningless, and even more, listening to them. But I fear I'm heading that way in my address today. So I will not inflict upon you anymore. However, some truths I dwelt upon in my last convocation address bear repetition only because they stand the test of time. My wife Zena, my trusted guide and lodestar, insists that some mention of my lunacy-driven career in journalism may be of some value to you, my dear friends, by providing some inspiration on this occasion. I say this not to blow my own trumpet. God has been exceedingly kind to me, and I do not need to do that. But what I'm about to say is for your good, and I do sincerely hope you will pay heed to it. My dear departed father started life as an orphan in Mumbai's poverty-stricken Madanpura, close to Nagpada, and went on to become the legendary freedom fighter, editor, and publisher of the renowned Inqilab Urdu daily paper. It is today in its 87th year of uninterrupted publication. As for me, call it insane optimism, blind faith, misguided self-belief, lunacy, sheer good luck, or whatever you wish to. I ventured into the turbulent, shark-infested world of magazine publishing on a wing and a prayer in 1969, before all of you were born, with Sportsweek magazine, which frontally took on the established, redoubtable Sport and Pastime Sports magazine, published from erstwhile Madras. I virtually had no roof, business or residential, over my head, No human or financial resource, nothing. Only a dedicated team of experienced journalists with misplaced and ill-conceived but blind faith in me. We worked out of a ramshackle office cum printing press, which was really a small congested shed tucked away in an industrial complex in low-lying, flood-prone Tardeo during the monsoons. On the day of the launch of Sportsweek magazine, its masthead cockily proclaiming, "The magazine that cares for Indian sport," when I approached news vendors with bundles of the freshly printed copies of the magazines on my shoulders, asking them to stock the newborn, the standard reply was, "साहब, आप देख सकते हैं, सड़क पे और मैगजीन रखने की कहाँ जगह है?" Meaning, "Sahab, you can see for yourself, where is the space on the pavement for any more magazines?" Whereas some refused curtly, a few agreed to stock of just 5 copies on sale or return basis. It was a Hobson's choice for me. Five copies became 10 the following week, and so on. In all modesty, Sportsweek went on to become and remain the leading sports magazine of Asia, not only India, for 2 decades until its closure in 1989 for lack of sufficient advertising support. As you know, advertising is the name of the game, and we just couldn't get advertising for a sports magazine in those days, no matter how hard we tried. The successors of the newspaper vendors have remained my friends over the years, and I make it a point to visit them whenever I'm in the vicinity, especially in the Churchgate and Fort areas. In another David and Goliath analogy followed Midday, my afternoon newspaper in a metropolis, Mumbai, that already had not one, but 2 extremely well-established dailies from powerful and well-established all-India newspaper conglomerates for whom financial and supportive resources were the least problem. If I may go down memory, Despite lack of conventional financial and human resource, no proper roof over my head, no financial and human resources, admin, marketing, and editorial staff, newsprint stock, or production capacity, worth the name, I took the idiotic decision to launch Midday. If I may go down memory lane, back to the day on June 27, 1979, when the late Ron Hendricks, the Ram contractor, the legendary Busy Bee, whose name you must know, wet behind her ears, Malvika Sangvi, and a small total staff of about 25, made away early morning to a flooded workplace in knee-deep water to launch the new kid on the block. The small newsprint stock stacked on the approach lane to our workplace at Tardeo was drenched. The antiquated second-hand machine that I had been able to buy refused to play ball. The camera and offset plate-making departments were flooded as we sat behind our typewriters. Yes, those were the days of typewriters, miserably soaked under our umbrellas, praying for the rains to relent, machines to start, and newspaper vendors to appear. It was truly a magnificent baptism of fire. Our bright new arrival, the apple of our eyes, was seemingly stillborn. The title Midday, mocking at us as afternoon morphed into evening. In another asinine act of foolish proportions, I had decided to take over as president of the Rotary Club of Bombay North that same evening at 8 p.m. at the Taj Mahal Hotel. This was the day of the launch of Midday newspaper. Good friend and my president of the All India Council of Sport, the late Field Marshal Manekshaw, had very kindly agreed to preside over the function with the Governor of Maharashtra, the late Air Marshal Idris Latif, and his gracious lady Bilqis Latif, and the late illustrious Nani Palkewala and Jackie Fateh Singh Gaikwad, the former Maharaja of Baroda, among the distinguished guests. I had left my office cum press premises at around 5 p.m. with the instructions that the first copy be sent to me in a sealed envelope to the hotel's ballroom, which was the venue of the function. 7 p.m. turned to 8 and 9, with no copy of Midday in sight. Finally, at 9:15, the envelope arrived. I took a nervous look at the copy and saying it was neither all black nor all white, made bold to hand the copy to Field Marshal seated next to me with the comment, "Sir, here's my baby, Midday." Looking at his watch, Field Marshal replied mock officiously, "Call it bloody midday. Midnight, Khalid. Call it bloody midnight." And thereby hangs the tale. It was a classic case of foolish hope triumphing over harsh reality. In time, Midday broke all verifiable circulation records and has gone down as a case study in the annals of Asian publishing, even though I say it myself. I repeat, I say all this not to pat myself on the back, but hopefully to inspire you. I must mention as an aside that we were blessed abundantly by the one above in the form of a strike in one of the competitors' offices and a fire at the other before launch of Midday. Now, we couldn't have hoped for better what you call luck. My senior staff and I, believing in a level playing field and fair competition, decided we would not take advantage of the competitors' misfortunes. We decided we would not lay the foundation of Midday on the ashes of our competitors and postpone the launch by a week. In time, an edition of Midday was started in New Delhi, Sunday Midday in Bengaluru, Inqalab in New Delhi, Sports Week in Hindi in Mumbai, and Gujarati Midday in Mumbai. To this day, the Inqalab Daily, even after 87 and Midday after 43 years, continue to inform, entertain, and enlighten their loyal readership in 2 languages, albeit under new ownership. Lest I be misunderstood, I'd like to repeat that I mention all this with great reluctance, only as real-life examples in the hope that they will inspire you, as well to even greater spectacular success in your chosen professions. On a personal note, through sheer accident of birth and by dint of having chosen the profession some of you have chosen, namely journalism as my specialization, I have been able to start and run newspapers, magazines in India, the US, the Middle East, namely Dubai, and for the United Nations in New York, and Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So the sky is the limit. That's the point I'm trying to make. Let nothing deter you. Just keep aiming for the sky and you'll get there. In all humility, I, the son of an orphan, had the honor to represent my country at the United Nations, along with Atal Bihari Vajpayee, accompanied dignitaries that is, Indian presidents and prime ministers on state visits abroad, cover cricket test matches all over the world, 9 Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, back to the Munich Olympics in 1972. By virtue of my profession, I have traveled the world on work and been honored with the Padma Shri. I have survived the vicissitudes of newspaper and magazine publishing up to my ripe old age of 99 to be able to share my wonderful journey with you today in what is essentially a wonderful world, which is the title of my memoir, or as I call it in Hindi, Jab Upar Wala Meherban, To Gada Pahelwan. Meaning, when the one above smiles benignly, the donkey thinks he's a wrestler. Irrespective of what you choose to do hereafter, I end in the fervent hope and belief that my personally exciting and idiotic professional journey will ignite at least a minuscule spark in the small corner of your wondrous brain and lead you to spectacular success. Hearty congratulations and best wishes again. May you bring pride and joy to yourselves, your families, and our nation at large. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring talk. Your emphasis on gratitude, self-belief, and hard work is a valuable takeaway for all. Your advice on enabling ourselves for accepting social and professional responsibilities and be able to take risks will surely be of great benefit to everyone seated here. Your emphasis on concentrating on our work with an aim to achieve excellence only exemplifies your illustrious achievements. I urge our graduating students to take this message of being prepared to bounce back with confidence, especially when events are not desirable to you. So with that note, we get on to the graduation ceremony and the degree awarding ceremony. Before which, I would like to leave a little nostalgic element to you that these will be the last set of instructions coming to you from the St. Xavier's College Hall. So, every student here has put in a lot of efforts to reach this stage. Hence, you are requested to remain in this hall till each graduate gets their due appreciation. Students are requested to walk up the stage from the side they are seated. Our volunteers will guide you. Approach the center to collect your scroll. Get your moment of glory captured in a photo and walk down from the other side. Our volunteers will help you come back and be seated in your place. Parents are requested, please do not crowd up on the aisles. We request all of you to be with us till the pledge and the national anthem. With any further ado, we will start the graduation ceremony. I would like to request the dignitaries to come up forward so that the scrolls can be given. I would request Dr. Anita Rane Kothare, Head of the Ancient Indian Culture, History and Archaeology Department, to be a part of this graduation ceremony for her department. Thank you, Anita. Dr. Anita will be handing over the scrolls to the chief guest. Dr. Jason Johns, for achieving PhD, the title being cross-cultural study of early Christian trends, dialogue, interaction and impact between Middle East and India. Then we have Ms. Rao Sanjana, topper of the AIC post-graduation course. Students are requested to take the scroll and pose for the camera without delay. Ms. Karen Joseph. Miss Miss Chalak Gala. Maitri Shah. Shruti Singh. Shreya Joshi. Dipti Panchal. Sanjana Ratnaparkhi. Niyar Saikia. Mezabeen Janvekar. Ratnadeep Sharma. Zainab Loliwala. Ishanika Jitani. Sara Modak. Bhavyashri. Radhika Jaipurkar. Riona Poe. Himansha. Shambhavi Barve. Priyal Jain. Now we call upon the AIC undergraduate students who graduated, the topper being Hridaya Vaidya. Akshada Harsulkar. Daksha Derebel. Tanvi Narayan Gaonkar. Manav Lopez, Siddhish Nair, and Runal Kumbar. That concludes the student list from the Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology. I thank Dr. Anita for her presence, and I now invite my colleague Dr. Radhika Tendulkar to continue the celebration of success.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. Hello, students. Good evening, everyone. Let's begin with our fresh graduates graduating in economics. Shambhavi Kumar, the topper of the class. Miss Alancia Menezes. Yashvi Sharma. Urvi More. Priya Sonkar. Gayatri Thakkar. Surabhi Mishra. Rishika Singh. Dhwani Saxena. Yukta Soni. Shriya Vora. Tarini Pujar. Devdutt Rege. Dhruv Pense. Jordan Almeida. Ameya Kulkarni. Rashmi Anthony. Nirali Dalvi. Kim Davis. Shazian Vez. Ishika Makwana. Rachel Fernandez. Zara Sultan Ali. Danishka De Cruz, Gyan Saldana, Alina Castellino, Donna Velatottam, Neha Kuncheria, Christian Rose, Arushi Shah, Sachin Alex, Anuj Khare, Shruti Sharanagar, Keshav Bansal, Akshita Gupta, Aman Kayal, Nidhi Tirodkar, Radha Hardas, Aditya Jha, Tanisha Kamath, Joanne Tarakan, Sukhanshi Verma, Madhuri Agarwal, and Vidhi Somani. Could we have a round of applause for our graduates in economics? Let's move on to graduates with economics and commerce. I request Dr. Aditi Sawant to remain on stage and Dr. Suwaiba Pirani, the head of commerce, to join us. Let's begin with the topper for this combination, Riya Shukla. Vrunda Padhe, yes, Vrunda Padhe, Kelly Dabrio, Lisha Pereira, Surabhi Desai, Tiaka Martin, Delisha Fernandez, Harry George, Ritik Matthew, Daniela Pereira, Thomas Kyriakos, Sanskriti Banga, Pratham Sharma, and Preksha Kothari. These were our students graduating with economics and commerce. Let's hear it for them once more. Okay, may I request now Ms. Radhika Rani, representative senior faculty from the Department of Sociology, to join us on stage. Okay, let's move ahead to graduates with economics and sociology. The topper of the class, Maitreyi Ajinkya Ambedkar. Astha Panwar, Gloria Matthias, Jeff Roy, Shania Gonzalez, and Catherine Saju. These were our economic sociology graduates. Let's applaud for them. And I would request Ms. Radhika Rani to now join. Maybe, okay. She'll join us later once more. May I now have Mr. Saju George, Head of the Department of Statistics, to join us. Let's move on to the graduates with economics and statistics. Topper of the class, Tisha Shah. Aditi Prakash. Saloni Gala. Ruth D'Souza. Manasvi Shah. Leanne Rose. Debashri Kesarwala. Alia Rajpal. Nitika Khemani. Harshita Dubey. Nikena Barreto. Khushi Naidu. Shweta P. Eva Bhivankar. Andrew John D'Souza, Shifin Joy, Janvi Jaipuria, Kripa Jalan, Riya Zaveri, Kea Daruwala, Gargi Paraskar, Samarth Khanduri, and Saurav Siriak. These were our students graduating with economics and statistics. I now hand over the proceedings once again to my colleague Dr. Prashant.
There's a small note for students. There are some students who have left their bags in the XIMR, BCR, GCR. They should collect it before 7:45 because the XIMR will the doors will be closed. So now we go for the Department of English. I request Dr. Rashmi George to join us for this celebration. I call upon Ms. Sakshi Nadkarni, topper in the English department. Ravi Bhagwat. Nidhi Meda. Stuti Sonawne. Mansi Patel. Mansi Patel, please excuse me. Maria Narona. Akanksha Jairaj. Dean Pereira. Anishka Budrani. Abigail Fernandez. Amanda Fernandez. Trisha Shah. Gauri Mande. Deepti Gupta. Riya Chettiar. Michelle Barboza. Alia Shah. Amev Pereira. Stephanie Simons, Glory Joy, Trish Luthra, Yvonne D'Souza, Freya Balsara, Elizabeth Ben, Danica D'Souza, Thomas Alex, Ridhi Jain, Sanika Chindarkar, Devansh Chauhan, Maria Shakir. These were the graduating students from the Department of English. A round of applause for these graduating students. Now we have students from the Department of History, and I call upon senior faculty of the History Department to be a part of the celebration. Professor Ali. Aman Baksh, the topper in the History Department. Jennifer Rodrigues. Shania DeMello. Ethan DeMello. Serena Francis. Sania Sawant. Khushi Mehta. Ruchi Gore. Gabriela D'Souza. Alina Alfonso. Suraj Sequeira. Shanice Kanan. Alicia Fernandez. Moses Vasant. Girija Bodhane. Om Deshpande. Rohan Mathai. Rohit K.A. Tristan Talwar. These were students from the Department of History. Can we have a round of applause for these students? Thank you, Arun. Now we have students from the Department of Political Science, and I request Dr. Pratibha Naithani to join us for the celebration. Parth Suri, the topper in Political Science. Bianca Chettiar. Bianca Chettiar. Titiksha Kabra. Aisha Mujawar. Ishan Chatterjee. Deandra Adams. Rinsi Kuriakos. O.C. Rodriguez. Drishti Gaba. Charlene. Charlene Joseph. Adila Tirumalai. Brijraj Rathod. Maitreyi Arwari. Aksh Sharma. Shreya Chikatla. And Samya Diva. Can we have a round of applause for the students graduating from the Department of Political Science? All graduating students are requested to keep the scrolls because there will be a reading of pledge after the graduating ceremony is over. Now I hand over the proceedings to my colleague, Dr. Radhika Tendulkar.
Moving on. Yes. Facility power is already here. So let's begin with graduates of psychology. Topper of the class, Ms. Jasmine Chena. Maitreyi Sathe. Jill Patel. Anushka De. Shobna Suresh. Sania Jain. Gayatri Bhatt. Meghna Banjan. Janvi Ghosalkar. Rashmi Jari. Roy, Harshita Krishnaraj, Evelyn Chettiar, Shali Gala, Kylie Mesquita, Sania Sheikh, Ayushi Patel, Sakshi Jain, Vishita Chheda, Yuvette Disa, Shania Carvalho, Aryan Mahajan, Anahita Katgara, Anjali Mevlani, Saloni Kumar, Aksa and Jacob, Sakshi Bajoria. A round of applause for these graduates once more. Let's move on to graduates in psychology and anthropology. The topper, Ria Dedia. Ananya Mahale. Sara Pereira. Shruti Matrawala. A round of applause for these four students. Let's move to Ms. Radhika Rani. I would request you to remain on stage till the end now. So let's move on to graduates with psychology and English. May I request Dr. Rashmi Josh to join us once again. And the topper of the class, Diya Lilani. Sara Lakhnawala. Rowena Kinney. Manvi Singhvi. Shania Soares. Yashita Damani. Nikita Fernandez. Rachel Jacob. Lavanya Jain. Manasi Kulkarni. Judith Pereira. And Arushi Jawar. Thank you, Dr. Rashmi. Psychology and Sociology combination. Topper of the class, Mehak Andrade. Sia Sharma. Natasha Mirani. Angeline Correa. Zenita Raymond. Anjali Matthew. Neelam Kukreja. And Leanne Lazaro. Guys, let's have some energy, a huge round of applause for all those who've come on stage. Thank you, Miss Ruby. Miss Radhika Rani, please stay with us. Let's move on to graduates with sociology. The topper of the class, Shafin Shikalgar, is not with us right now. Is Shafin here? Okay. Let's move on. Vedang Karlekar. Ronit Shah. Chelsea D'Souza. Gauravi Pradhan. Brendan Alfonso. Shania D'Souza. Sanshia Eustace. Enora Mascarenas. Keen Concesio. Mackinnon Merishka Srinivas. Ishika Bhingarde. Navya Sajan. Denita Falchau. Chavi Singh. Kate Joseph. Anusha Anthony. Maria Cardoza. Vishanka Chakravarti. These are our young graduates with sociology. A round of applause for all of them. And let's move on to socio-anthro combination. Topper of the class, Anisi Castro is not with us right now. Neha Bhide. Lovina Newton. Bansari Satej. I guess that must be Bansri. Please, apologies, Bansri. Joanne Rodrigues. Mark Mendonza. Megan D'Souza. Leander Pereira, Cinderella Gracias, Rishika Arora, Abhay Mehta. And that, I guess, we are done with giving out the honors for our young graduates. Let us hear for all of you once more. Now, as we draw to the closing of this ceremony, what we felt was it would be apt to remind you once more that at Xavier Wrights, you guys hold some duties and responsibilities towards your society. So what I'm going to do now is invite Dr. Rashmi George to lead all you young graduates into a pledge. This pledge has been penned beautifully by her, and it captures the very essence of what being a Xavierite means. Dr. Rashmi George, could we have you on stage to lead our graduates?
Congratulations. May we rise? Firstly, hearty congratulations, and the fact that you've spent time in St. Xavier's. I think these words would resonate with all of us. So what we could do is we could read it together. Instead of me reading one line and you repeating it, let's read it together. Maybe I'll build the tempo for you. So shall we start? It's written on the left-hand side of that scroll. Yes, shall we start? Can we hear a yes from you? As a graduate made of Xavier's, I hereby promise that I will celebrate critical thinking, creativity, and inclusion in all areas of my life. I will privilege empirical knowledge and a scientific temper within the framework of ethics. I will promote innovation imbued with compassion and credibility. I will not discriminate against anyone on the basis of gender, caste, color, race, religion, or nationality. I will use my education to empower the vulnerable and the marginalized. I will cherish the values of friendship, team spirit, faith, hope, and love imbibed from my alma mater. I will fulfill my duty towards my fellow beings, my country, and our shared planet. Thank you all. Wishing you the very best.
Request all students and parents to please take their seats. We are not done yet. There's a small segment left. All right, students, we've worked very hard to put together this evening for you. And therefore, the evening cannot be concluded unless we express our gratitude towards those who put in that hard work. It's my pleasure and privilege to extend the vote of thanks formally to all those faculty members and student volunteers who have tirelessly worked for the past few weeks to put up this show. First and foremost, I take this opportunity to thank the management, Dr. Father Keith D'Souza, our rector, Dr. Father Conrad Pesso, our treasurer, Dr. Father Francis, Dr. Father Arun, to always guide and support us. Our principal, our able leader, Dr. Rajendra Shinde, who has always given us unstinting support in every endeavor that we undertake. The convener of the committee for this particular event this year is Dr. Bobby Matthew, Associate Professor from the Department of Geology, who's really worked tirelessly to ensure that the events are running glitch-free. He was ably supported by several faculty members and student volunteers. For the lack of time, please pardon me if I'm not spelling out any names, but all of these people supported Dr. Bobby in various roles, and I'm going to just spell out the roles here. There is a hospitality team that is serving refreshments. You have to collect your refreshments, of course, post this ceremony. Then the reception team, the finance team, the registration team, the comparing team, the technical arrangements in the live streaming team, the team that looked into these immaculate technical arrangements in live streaming, the hall arrangements and logistics. There was a team of faculty and students who prepared those scrolls for you. Scrolls, sorry, not the stools, scrolls. The exams and the scholarship committee team, because of whom your mark sheets and certificates were ready well in advance. The non-teaching staff, of course, cannot be forgotten. The administrative and non-teaching staff from the general office, the treasurer's office, the knowledge center, our non-teaching staff who is going to help us later to clean up this venue and put it up and prepare it for tomorrow. All of you, thank you. Last but not the least, of course, I need to extend my gratitude to all parents who, despite heavy rains and flooding in some pockets of the city, made it today personally to be present amongst us and encourage our students as well as us Xaviers. And of course, students, dear students, thank you very much for making us a part and witness of this important milestone of your life, for giving us the opportunity to make this evening special for all of you. Heartfelt gratitude. Let us now close, as is the norm, with our national anthem, because once again, the anthem too would remind you of your duties as an Indian. May I request Dr. Pratibha Naithani to join us on stage and lead us in the national anthem.
I request everyone to sing the national anthem along with me. Jana Gana Mana Adinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Davida Utkal Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchal Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He.
Thank you, everyone. Please collect your refreshments from the canteen foyer, and those who have not yet got their photographs from the photo booth can continue to do so.